I would like to talk about a building that is Taipei 101. The reason that I know Taipei 101 is because I near very close to Taipei 101. I just need to walk for maybe 20 minutes and I can arrive there. And also because Taipei 101 maybe just built for maybe 15 years, and since I was young, I see the there is empty to now is very high, and before is the tallest building in the world before, and the building looks very bored, I think, because it just only very tall building there, and Taipei 101 is now a very modern attraction for visitors to visit to Taiwan. Many visitors, if they visit to Taiwan, they will go to Taipei 101. And inside Taipei 101, they have a shopping mall inside, and also lots of restaurants. So, and also and their inside has, because it has 101 floors, so so most of floor is used for business, and some famous brand central office, and the reason I like this building is because I think it is a Taiwan feature, and very famous, and because it's tallest building before.
I want to introduce a building in my hometown. The building is an abandoned theater with a large grassland where I can have a picnic with my friends. The theater is very beautiful, but it's not used. It was not used anymore. I like to go there and enjoy time. I can talk with myself and enjoy the peace. I also like to take pictures in this building. This building can bring a lot of fun to me. I think the place is my secret place. And we can see it has history because it's old, and
Yes. I want to describe a building that I like most. It's located in Beijing, and maybe you heard of it. It's called the Temple of Heaven. If you've been to there, you must go there. It's the very famous tourist attractions. And I know that building from my historic book, and which is told by my history teacher in junior high. And it's built in Ming Dynasty, and it's memorized the God who lived in the heaven. It's for that use. And when you get close to that Temple of Heaven, you will be very impressive about that building's shape. It's just like a hat with a sharp top and there are the 3 levels of this building's roof, and it's totally blue. It's very unique color for this ancient building in Beijing, and also it's very unique color for the ancient buildings in China as well. And it's not used for just memorize the god who living in the sky in ancient Chinese believing system. It's also for the emperors who seeking for the safety for whole year, especially for the agriculture and also for their maybe I think it's warfare or maybe his own fortune. And I think that is multi-used temple and is basically used for memorizing the god living in the sky, and also to focus on the agriculture, which reflects the basic ancient Chinese economic system, who is focused on the agriculture very most.
A building I like is called the World Trade Center, which is located in Shanghai. And how do I know this building? Because I witnessed the construction when I was a kid, and the building looks like a bottle opener, and so it's very well known for the world. Everyone knows it. Almost everyone knows this building, and it is used for the first floor to the 15th floor is for offices, and above the 50th floor it's for the tourist attraction, and people just go down the building, the top of the building, to see the whole city view of Shanghai. And you can see the Huangpu River, which is very famous in Shanghai. And why I love this building most, for starters, as I mentioned before, I just witnessed the construction of it, and it can recall my memory from when I was a kid. And secondly, this building is for the people who are birthday. It's for free, and you can take one of your friends to there, and it only cost about 100 RMB. And thirdly, I just been there before. I've been there almost every birthday, because this has been a tradition for the Shanghai young people, the young people in Shanghai, and so that I love this building very much. And I just want to suggest the tourists who come to Shanghai, and it's a really good view to see there.
Okay, I want to describe my building is in the Zhongli, and everyone called it big clock. And the first time I know about the big clock is because my father told me, and I know that place, and every holiday I ask my friend to meet the location that my friends say the big clock too, and I very confused about that is because big clock is not very big, and it's not a real building, but it's very popular location in the Zhongli, and everybody know it. And I asked my father why the location will name big clock. My father told me it is a very traditional clock in the past there, and there was in the past the big clock is more popular and fashion in their generation. So they taught their children, my father always told me the big clock is very important in the Zhongli. So that I know that, and I love this place is because I have more memory on there because I met my friend in my senior high school or when I was elementary school student. I met my friend out there and have some plan to our travel. So I love this place, but now it's.
Yes. Okay, I want to talk about buildings. In my hometown, there have two buildings called Shuangzifeng in Xiamen. And it's very interesting because it's located in near the sea. If you just can cross the way and you can go to the beach. Yes, it's very interesting, and you can see many. If you went to the top floor, you can see a very beautiful views, and it's like two wings. Yes, very high and a little thin. I think it lasts, and it's used for shopping. And it's or eating or go to the cinema. And also, I often go to the place with my friends for breakfast. Yes. Because of it near a beach and near a university, so if I go there for all after I can do many things on there, and also can go outside for good views.
Okay, before I start this part 2 video, I just want to say again to the people messaging me, I do not represent a school. I am a tutor. I tutor IELTS. I don't represent any school or anything like that. Alright, then here is the part 2 topic. Describe a building you like, and let's have a listen to sample 1.
I would like to talk about a building that is Taipei 101.
Okay, so here is her introduction. She tells us she wants to talk about a city. She doesn't say not a city, a building. She doesn't say share. Be careful when you use the word share in your part 2 introduction, because it's so difficult to use the word share correctly if you're not a native speaker. Talk, much safer. Use the word talk, that's fine. Okay, so she wants to talk about a building, and that building is Taipei 101. That's fine.
The reason that I know Taipei 101 is because I near very close to Taipei 101.
I'm pretty sure she wanted to say live, I'm guessing, but she said near, because I near very close. So mispronunciation there. Maybe she's a little nervous.
I just need to walk for maybe 20 minutes and I can arrive there.
Yeah, that's not the way to say that. So I live 20 minutes away on foot. That's what she should say. So I'm 20 minutes away from Taipei 101 on foot.
And also,
here's that at the end of words again. And
because Taipei 101 may be just built for maybe 15 years.
Okay, so some grammar problems. It's not just built for 15 years. It was built. If you're going to use the passive voice, you need to use a be verb. In this case, was. It was built 15 years ago.
And
there's that again.
Since I was young, I see the there is empty to now is very high. And
now I'm starting to think that she didn't really mean that it was built 15 years ago. I think now she's trying to say it took 15 years to build it from beginning to completion. It took 15 years. So it took 15 years to build. So they started building this when I was young, and so I saw the building rise up as it was being built. I think that's what she's trying to say here. She saw the building rise as it was being built. Not there is empty to now is very high. No, I saw it being built. You need to use the ing to show that it's something that progressed.
The there is empty to now is very high, and it's before is the tallest building in the world.
Okay, if you're going to use the superlative like tallest, it's got to be the. So it was, because before, past tense, before, it was the tallest building in the world. So many people, Chinese speakers I should say, mispronounce the word world. They say word. There's an L in there. So if you're a Chinese speaker and you want to say world, try to get that L in there. Otherwise, it's going to sound like word. Okay, so with superlatives, use the.
And the building looks very bored, I think.
Okay, so she doesn't know when to use boring and when to use bored. I don't think I need to explain this, but anyway, so she's using the wrong adjectives.
Because it's just only a very tall building there, and
notice how often she starts ideas with and, or I should say and. Like here is and it's kind of repetitive, isn't it, to say and all the time? Because it's just only very tall, okay?
bored, I think, because it's just only a very tall building there, and
no, I don't understand why. It's boring. Why? Because of its design? Why is it boring just because it's tall? That doesn't really make sense to me. Maybe it's boring because the design is boring, but just because it's tall?
very tall building there, and Taipei 101 is now a very modern attraction for visitors to visit to Taiwan.
Okay, if you're going to visit, if you're going to use the word visit rather, not visit, if you're going to use the word visit, unless the visit is a noun that you use as a subject of the sentence, don't use to. So for visitors to visit Taiwan, not visit to Taiwan. If visit is a verb, don't use to. So what is she saying here? So why doesn't she, because she just mentioned some negative things, so she thinks it looks boring. So if you go from negative to positive, like she's saying here, it's an attraction, why not use a phrase to show that now you're moving from negative to positive? So why not say something like, on the other hand, it is a pretty big attraction for tourists who visit Taiwan. So just a word like, on the other hand, is going to tell us that you're talking about a different aspect now.
For visitors to visit to Taiwan, many visitors, if they visit to Taiwan, they will.
Okay, and if you're going to say visitors, it should be visitors. Why do we need to say, oh wait, she said they, not there. That's my mistake.
Many visitors, if they visit to Taiwan.
Oh, no, she did say there. Okay, I don't know why she's saying there here. Okay, so many visitors to Taiwan will go to Taipei 101. Okay, well, she just said that. They visit Taipei 101, they visit Taipei 101. So she's saying the same thing twice. Be careful of repeating yourself. Here's and again. Why not say, considering the interior of the building? Instead of saying and, use a word like considering. Because on the cue card, maybe it will say, describe what the building looks like, right? So then considering what it looks like, there's a mall inside or something like that. So don't use and all the time to introduce every single cue.
To Taipei 101. And inside Taipei 101, they have.
This is such a classical mistake that Chinese speakers make. You don't say there have a shopping, what is she going to say, mall. There is, not there have. There is a shopping mall.
They have a shopping mall inside and also
It's inside.
and lots of restaurants. So and also and their inside has because it has.
Okay, so here her message is lost. So in this part of her talk, she doesn't really convey any information because it's just most inside. There's no message there. What is she trying to say here?
101 floors, so
Floors.
only so most of floor is used for business and some famous brand central office.
Okay, so she started off by saying, how did this idea begin? Okay, so she talked about how there's a mall, how there are restaurants, and then she said so and also. So I think what she's trying to say is most of the floor space, because a building has floor space, right? The floors that's used for, well, a variety of purposes. So most of the floor space is used for commercial what? Most of the floor space has a commercial usage, or most of the floor space is used commercially. I think that's what she's trying to say because she talks here about businesses. Right. Okay, so instead of business, why not use the word commercial? Because it can either be used for residential purposes, like people live there, which I don't know. Do people live in Taipei 101? I'm not sure. Anyway, so the floor space can be commercial or it can be residential. So I think what she's trying to say is most of the floor space is commercial.
For business and some famous brand central office.
Yeah, there's no central office. I think what she's trying to say is HQ, headquarters. So a lot of famous brands use Taipei 101 for their head office or headquarters.
And
Oh, there's Anda again.
and the reason I like this building is because
Okay, so this is obviously one of the cues on the cue card. The cue card is going to say, explain why you like this building. And again, she chooses to start talking about this cue using the word and. Again, not a good idea. Drop this. You can just say the reason. Or you could say, when it comes to the reason why I like this building, and then you can explain the reason.
the reason I like this building is because I think it is a Taiwan feature.
That is a great word to use, but that's maybe the best word I've seen her use. It's a fixture in Taiwan. So it's something that people associate with Taiwan.
And very famous, and because it's tallest building before.
Again, here she uses again with the superlative. So she has this grammatical problem. Okay. Well, she spoke for 2 minutes. That's good. She didn't really stop talking. So that's good. There were a lot of uhs. I was going to say she's quite fluent, but not really, because there were lots of uhs. It was not really coherent. I couldn't really understand everything she was saying, especially when she was talking about the floor space, like here. What happened there? The vocabulary was pretty basic, except for this fixture here, which was good. she did use some complex grammar, but there were always mistakes. Not sure that you would get even a 6 for this. I think a 6 is too high. Alright, let's have a listen to sample 2.
I want to introduce a building in my hometown.
Not a bad introduction, although she speaks very slowly, very hesitantly. She doesn't sound very sure of herself, but I know what she's going to talk about. She's going to talk about a building in her hometown. Fine.
The building is a abandoned theater with a large grassland.
Okay, so she is pronouncing the as a l. It comes out as glassland. I'm pretty sure she wants to say grassland, but I don't think grassland is the right word. I think she wants to say lawn, because theaters typically don't have grasslands. Grasslands are what you find in the countryside. I think she wants to say lawn.
Where I can have a picnic with my friends.
Okay, so what stands out most to me is the slow speech and the repetition. Can. I mean, that's needless repetition. So maybe she was thinking of the word picnic, and while she was thinking of the word picnic, she said can again. So that tells me she has problems with vocabulary as well. She's having difficulty thinking of the word picnic.
And I can have a picnic with my friends. The theater is very beautiful.
Okay, I think she tried to stress very here. So we see some use of stress here.
Very beautiful.
Long pause where she doesn't say anything.
But it's not used. It was not used anymore. I like to go there and enjoy time.
I like to go there and enjoy my time. Okay, you will notice the majority of these sentences are simple sentences, like the one we just saw here. I like to go there and enjoy my time. I can talk with myself and enjoy the peace. I also like to take pictures of the building. So all simple sentences. So I mean, you can't get a good score for grammar if every single sentence is going to be a simple sentence.
I also like to take pictures in this building.
Okay, so suggestion. I mean, instead of saying this, why not make this taking pictures? Why not make this the subject of the sentence? Why not move this to the beginning of the sentence and say, taking pictures of this building is also something that I enjoy? That shows a range of grammar, because remember, the grammar is range and accuracy. So if you can move things in the sentence around, like if you, instead of using I as the subject all the time, if you can move another noun into the subject position, you're going to get a better score for grammar. So like taking pictures of the building is something I also enjoy. Use different subjects. Don't always use I as a subject.
In this building.
Of this building. What is going on here? Let's move this over there. There we go. That looks better.
This building can bring a lot of fun.
That is also not right. Let's fix that. This building can bring. What is she saying here?
This building can bring a lot of fun to me.
I think joy. Things bring you joy. They don't bring you fun. If you're ever going to use the word bring, don't use fun. Look at this here. Here she uses the building. Instead of saying, I love the building, she's saying, this building brings me... If she just said joy, that would have been so much better. So this building brings me joy. That would have been great if she had said that. This shouldn't even be here. Let's get rid of that. Okay. Lots of mistakes on my part. You have this hesitation again where she doesn't say anything.
I think the place is my secret place.
If you don't have a lot to say, then how can you get a good score? It's just not going to happen.
And we can see the it has history.
She has problems saying the word history.
Because it's old and
Okay, I think she ran out of time there. She got cut off. Well, I mean, if your English is not very strong, if you don't have good grammar or good vocabulary, then you're just not going to get a good score. Then you're going to have to improve your vocabulary. You're going to have to improve your grammar. You're going to have to take classes or study by yourself. You need to improve your vocabulary and grammar. I mean, that's the only way. There aren't any shortcuts to getting a good score for the test. If your English ability is not good, it's not going to happen. All right, let's have a listen to sample 3.
Yes. I want to describe a building that I like most. It's located in Beijing and
Okay, here you should have used which. I want to describe a building that I like most, which is located in Beijing. Okay, not bad. I mean, he's attempting a complex sentence. He made a mistake. It's not the end of the world. Let's hear what he has to say.
you heard of it. It's called the Temple of Heaven. If you've been to there, you must go there. It's the very famous.
If you've been to there, you must go there. Well, I don't understand that. Maybe it means if you've been to Beijing, you must go there. If you go to Beijing, you must go there. Not sure.
Tourist attractions. And
see, now here he says it's a very famous tourist attraction. It should be singular. So it's a very famous tourist attraction.
Tourist attractions. And I know that building from my historic book.
No, it's just history book. I'm assuming he means history book from school. So I know that building from my history book in school, not historic book, history book.
Which is told by my history teacher.
And here he's using the present tense. I don't know why. He's not in junior high now. Why is he using the present tense, past tense? But I mean, he's using the passive here. But again, he's making mistakes. So here we have the be verb and the past participle, so passive form. That's good. But it's not accurate. So there's a range, but it's not accuracy.
Or history teacher in junior high.
I like that he doesn't say junior high school. He just says junior high. That's good. I like that.
And it's built in Ming Dynasty.
All right. If you're going to talk about the Chinese dynasties, you do need to use the article the. I don't know why it's using the present tense again. It was built in the Ming Dynasty.
It's memorized the God who lived in the heaven.
Okay. And he's using the wrong word here. It's not memorized, it's commemorate. It's to commemorate the God, which God? Who lived in the heaven. Now, presumably the God is not dead, I guess. So I'm not sure why it's using the past tense here. So it was built to commemorate, it was built in the Ming Dynasty to commemorate a God. Well, we don't need to really say in heaven, because I think all gods live in heaven, don't they? So, it was built in the Ming Dynasty to commemorate a god. Well, maybe commemorate. Because usually we commemorate things that have passed. So maybe the god is dead.
Who lived in the heaven is for that use. And when you get close to that Temple of Heaven, you will be very impressive about that buildings.
Okay, a couple of things. Why is it that temple of heaven? There's only one temple of heaven, so not that temple of heaven. So when you get close to the temple of heaven, you'll be very impressed. Okay, so he chose the wrong adjective there.
Very impressive about that building's shape. It's just like a hat with a sharp top, and there are the 3 levels of this building's roof, and it's totally blue. It's a very unique color for this ancient building.
Okay, it's got a bit of an accent here. Colors are countable, so it's a very unique color, but not 4. So it's a very unique color.
Beijing, and also is very unique color for the ancient buildings in China as well.
Maybe he means it's unusual. Maybe that's the word he's looking for. So not unique, it's unusual. So blue is an unusual color for ancient buildings in Beijing and also throughout the whole of China. So unusual, not unique. It's an unusual color for ancient buildings in Beijing and throughout the whole of China. If he just slowed down a little bit, maybe slow down is not the right advice, but if you could just maybe pause a little bit before ideas, just get that chunking going, then I think his pronunciation score would be a lot better.
Ancient buildings in China as well. And it's useful, not useful just memorize the God who living in the sky.
So now here he's using living, not lived. So the God is not dead? But still, memorize is not the right word. I don't know if the God is dead or not. If the God is dead, commemorate is maybe the right word. If the God is not dead, then I don't really know the purpose of the temple, because it's to worship, isn't it? Is this a temple? I'm saying it's a temple. What's it called again? Temple of heaven, right? Yeah, it's a temple. Temples are used to worship. Okay, so it's used to worship the God, not memorize.
Who living in the sky in ancient Chinese believing system.
But here he says ancient, so not today. So maybe the God is dead. I'm confused about this. Anyway, it's not believing system, it's belief system. So this God, according to the ancient Chinese belief system,
is also for the emperors who seeking for the safety for whole year.
And here he's using the continuous tense, even though the emperors lived a long time ago. So it was also used by the emperors who sought safety. It's not seek for safety. You just seek a noun. So for the emperors who sought, past tense, safety, I'm not sure why they sought safety for the whole year. There's no the here, but why the whole year? I don't know, but it should be the whole year.
Especially for the agriculture and also for their, maybe I think it's warfare.
I'm a little bit confused here now. Safety for agriculture. I mean, agriculture is a good word to use, but I don't know what safety for agriculture means. What is that? And maybe for warfare. Because remember, he starts this idea by saying safety. And then he says especially. So safety especially for 2 things. First thing, agriculture. Second thing, warfare. I don't understand safety for warfare. Also don't understand safety for agriculture. But anyway, these are good words. Agriculture and warfare, definitely good words. But I don't understand the way that he's using them. So you can't get a 7 for that.
For their, maybe I think it's warfare, or maybe his own function.
Okay, I'm guessing that it's function. He said function. I'm guessing it's function.
I think that is multi-used temple. And
it's not multi-used, it's multi-function. So I think it's a multi-function temple. multifunction. If it has different functions, I mean, he just said function, but then he doesn't use function here. Multifunction temple.
It's basically used for memorizing the god
Now, how many times is he going to say this?
in the sky, and
I'm pretty sure it's worship. Worship. That's what temples are used for.
also to focus on the agriculture, which is reflects the basic ancient Chinese economic system.
Okay, now here he's using the passive voice, but he's using the passive voice incorrectly. Here we can't use the passive voice because the subject of the sentence is, or not the sentence, the subject of this clause is agriculture. So agriculture is the agent. So agriculture, which reflects. Here we can use the passive. This is what is doing the action. So agriculture, which reflects the basic ancient Chinese economic system. I mean, this is pretty good. This part is good. Like here, this reflect, although it should be reflects. But look at this clause here, the basic ancient Chinese economic system. That's some pretty good language.
Which reflects the basic ancient Chinese economic system, who is focused on the agriculture very most.
Oh, but then he says who. Who is used for people, not for systems. So it should be which. Which is focused on the agriculture. And then he uses the adjective here, agricultural.
On the agriculture very most.
Oh, no, he didn't. He said agriculture. My bad. Agriculture. He did say agriculture. But he says the agriculture. There should be no the there. So, much stronger than the other candidates we heard. Still not a 7, I'd say, but a strong 6. Alright, let's have a listen to sample 4. Here we go.
A building I like is called the World Trade Center, which is located in Shanghai.
Okay, it's fine. It's a pretty good introduction. You don't need anything fancy. We know what she's going to talk about. She's going to talk about the World Trade Center. And it's a complex sentence. We have this relative clause here, which is located in Shanghai. So that's good.
How do I know this building?
Okay, so here she's taking the cue. The cue will say something like, how do you know about the building? And she's turning it into a question, which she's going to address. That's fine, just don't do that all the time.
Because I witnessed the construction when I was a kid.
I witnessed the construction when I was a kid. Okay. I don't know if I would use the word witness like this, but it's not wrong. And I think witness is an example of less common vocabulary.
And the building looks like a bottle opener. And so...
Yeah, let's see here now. And starting to be a little bit repetitive.
For the world.
Hang on a second, let's just go back to the beginning here.
And so it's very well known for the world.
Okay, here she's using the wrong preposition. So it's well known throughout the world, not for the world.
Everyone knows it. Almost everyone knows this building, and it is used for the first floor to the 15th floor. It's for offices and.
It kind of reminds me of that other response about Taipei 101, where they talk about how the floor space is used.
About the 50th floor, it's for the tourists.
Okay, now I'm confused. Did you say 15th or 50th? What? 50? 15th?
About the 50th floor.
It kind of sounds to me like you said 50s.
For the tourist attraction, and people just go down the building, the top of the building, to see the whole city view of Shanghai.
Right. But now, if people go to the top of the building, then why are they going down? Don't they go up to the top of the building to see the whole city view of Shanghai? The city view, that's pretty nice. Yeah, good vocabulary. It's a pity that there's this repetition. I mean, does she really need to say go twice? I don't know what she was thinking about here. Usually when people repeat themselves, it's because they're thinking of what to say. So here, was she thinking about going down or something?
To see the whole city view of Shanghai, and you can see the Huangpu River, which is very famous in Shanghai.
Another relative clause.
And why I love this building most, for starters, yeah.
Okay, this is a nice discourse marker. For starters, if you're gonna list things and you want to start with your list, you could say for starters.
As I mentioned before, I just witnessed the construction of it, and
Okay, the construction of it. I witnessed the construction of it. It would be better if she had said, I witnessed its construction. Its construction.
that's the construction of it, and it can recall my memory from when I was a kid.
This I don't understand. It can record my memory from when I was a kid. What is the it? Is it the building? The building can record your memory?
And secondly, this building is for the people who on a birthday. It's for free. And
A little bit confused about what that means. But anyway, here she introduces the second reason and something about birthdays. Maybe she means entry is free on your birthday. Maybe.
it's for the people who on a birthday. It's for free.
The people who on birthday. That's I'm guessing here. So on your birthday, entry is free.
And you can take one of your friends to there and.
Okay, as I mentioned before, if you're going to say there, don't say to there. You don't take one of your friends to there. You can take one of your friends there. There's no to. I'm not sure why it's only one of your friends, but okay. So you can take one of your friends there, and it only costs.
And it only cost about 100 RMB.
No, wait. She just said it's free. Now she's saying it costs money. Is that coherent? Not really. Because you can't say something is free and then the next moment you say it costs money.
Cost about 100 RMB. And thirdly, I just been there before.
I just been there before. I went there before, or I have been there before. If you're going to use the participle, you have to say have. There's no have here. So I've been there before, or I went there before.
I've been there almost every birthday.
But wait a second. If it's something that always happens, then use the present tense. Okay, so I go there, not I've been there. So I go there every birthday.
Because this has been a tradition for the Shanghai young people, the young people in Shanghai.
Yeah, this is right. The young people in Shanghai, not the Shanghai young people. Again, here she says it has just been. Why is she not using the present tense? This is the fact. So it is a tradition. If it's a fact, use the present tense. It is a tradition for the young people in Shanghai.
For the Shanghai young people, the young people in Shanghai, and said that I love this building very much, and I just.
A little bit of slurred speech here when she says, I love this building. You can't quite make out the words.
The young people in Shanghai, and said that I love this building very much, and.
Sounds like she says, I love this building very much.
I want to suggest the tourists who come to Shanghai, and it's.
Okay, two things here. One, she says come, but right now she's not in Shanghai, so why is she saying come? So the tourists who go, not come, and suggest the tourists who go to Shanghai do what? I want to suggest she doesn't say what the suggestion is. She just says this is a suggestion, but then she doesn't say what it is. The who is good, so she is very comfortable using relative clauses, but the suggestion is missing from this.
We come to Shanghai, and it's a really good view to see here.
Wait, what?
And it's a really good view to...
Oh, that's not right. Let's fix that. She didn't say bean, she just said it's a. Let's see if we can fix that. I think that's what she said. It's a really good view to see here. Is that right?
Hi, and it's a really good view to see here.
I don't know if she sounds like here, maybe there. Anyway, it's a really good view to see. No, it's a really good view. There's no to see, and there's no here, there's no there. It's a really good view. She's pretty strong. I mean, depending on how she did in part 1 or in part 3, maybe she could get like a 6.5, maybe? Who knows? Okay, let's listen to sample 5.
Okay, I want to describe my building is that a
building
in the Zhongli, and
okay, if you're going to talk about cities, there's no the.
everyone called it big clock. And
okay, so she wants to talk about building. Yeah, I can understand what she's saying. Not that there are no errors here. I want to describe a building is that is. Too many is's here. And I don't know why this is in the past tense. Does the building not exist anymore?
and everyone called it big clock.
I don't know why she's not using the present tense. Everyone calls it.
And the first time I know it,
No, I first learned about it, or I first found out about it. Not I know it. So the first time I learned about it, the first time I found out about it.
about the big clock is because my father told me, and I know that place, and every holiday I ask my friend to meet the location that my friend my friends say the big clock too.
It's a little bit confusing here. What is she saying here? Okay, so she found out about it because her dad told her, and I know that place, and why is she saying I know that place, and okay, I don't know why this is here, but anyway, okay, so when she's on holiday, what happens? So on holiday, she asks her friends to meet at the location. You meet at a location. What is the location? The location is that my friend is. I don't know what that means. What is she saying? She asks her friends to meet at the location where they are. I don't know what that means. My friends is. My friends say the big clock too. I think what she's trying to say is when she's on a holiday. I don't know why it's holiday. Why can it not be during regular time? But anyway, so she and her friends meet up at the big clock. That is what I think she wants to say.
That my friends my friends say the big clock too, and I'm very confused about that is because big clock.
Okay, now confused is an adjective, so where is the be verb? So I am very confused about what?
About that is because big.
I'm very confused about that is. I don't know what that refers to.
It's not very big.
Maybe she's confused about why it's called the big clock, but she doesn't say that. She said, I'm confused about that is because.
And it's not a real building.
Okay, it's not a real building. So she's confused about it not being big, and she's confused about it not being a building. I don't know why you would be confused that a clock is not a building, but okay.
Real building, but it's very popular location in the Zhongli.
It's a locations are countable. It's a very popular location. Maybe location is not the best word here. It's a very popular spot. And again, for cities, we don't say the. So it's a very popular spot in Zhongli.
Popular location in the Zhongli, and everybody know it.
Everybody knows it.
And I asked my father why the location will name Big Clock.
I don't know why this is will. So I asked my father why it is named the Big Clock. Why it is named.
My father told me it is very.
So now here she went from the future to the past. It's confusing.
Very traditional clock.
Again, clocks are also countable. So where is the article? It's a very traditional clock. A traditional clock.
Told me it is very traditional clock in the past on there.
On there. Where is on there? It's a very traditional clock in the past. So it was traditional in the past, but it's not traditional now. I don't know. Maybe she means it's a traditional clock from the past, but she uses in for some reason.
Past on there, and there was in the past the big clock is more popular and fashion in their generation.
And in the past, the clock is. She's talking about the past, but she's using the present tense. Popular is an adjective. Fashion is a noun. So if you use a conjunction like and, you can't have adjectives and then nouns. So the big clock used to be popular and fashionable in their generation. The adjective of fashion is fashionable. I'm not sure how clocks are fashionable. To me, it sounds a little strange, but who knows what she's thinking. Maybe it's right. Maybe it used to be fashionable. I don't know.
In their generation, so they taught their children, my father always told me the big clock is very important in the Zhongli. So
what is going on here? So they told their children. Like they. I don't know what the like they is. So they told their children. My father always told me. What is the connection between these two? I don't know. Okay. It's important in Zhongli. Yeah. So that I know that. Again, I don't know what that means either.
That I know that.
What is the that I know that? Okay, the clock is important in Zhongli. So I know that. Maybe she's saying that's why I know that, because my dad told me. So I know about this because my dad told me.
That I know that. And I love this place is because I have more memory on there because
I think she's trying to say memories. Maybe she did a lot of things there in the past, so she has a lot of memories. But it's not more, then it will be many. So I have many memories of, well, I don't know what she did there. I have many memories of events that happened there, or I have many memories of this place. But not on there. I have many memories of. The preposition is not going to be on, it's of.
I met my friend in my senior high school or my...
Okay, here I would drop the my. So I met my friend in junior high.
Or when I was elementary school student.
Okay, so why not just say I met my friends from school there?
I met my friend out there and had
No, it's not at. So I met my friend there.
some plan to our travel.
We have some plan to our travel. I think she's trying to say we maybe made some travel plans. I don't know if they went to the clock to make travel plans. To me, that sounds strange, but maybe that's what she did.
To our travel. So I love this place, but now it's
And she got cut off there. Okay, so not a very strong candidate. Maybe in the 5 range. All right, let's have a listen to sample 6.
Yes. Okay.
Okay, if you're confused about why she's saying yes, okay, it's because the examiner says, can you start speaking now, please? Now, when they say, can you start speaking now, please, you don't really need to answer it. It's not really a question. They just want you to start talking. So you can just start talking.
I want to talk about buildings.
Ooh, not very clear. Her one sounds like went, and I don't know what she said there. I want to talk about buildings. In your introduction, you need to be more specific. What building do you want to talk about?
In my hometown, there have 2 buildings called.
In English, we can't say there have. There are. There are.
双子峰 in Xiamen.
Okay, I have no idea what the name is. That's why there's a question mark there.
And it's very interesting because it's located in near the sea.
Okay, now there are 2 buildings, but she says it's very interesting. So they're very interesting. 2 buildings. They are located near the sea, not the seat.
If you just can cross the lake and you can go to the beach.
You can cross something and you can go to the beach, but I don't know what it is.
If you just can cross the lake and you can go to the beach.
Nope.
Yes, it's very interesting, and you can see many. If you went to the top float, you can
Sounds like she said floored there.
see a very beautiful views, and it's like 2 wings.
It's like 2 winds. 2 winds? I don't know. Her pronunciation makes it hard to understand everything she's saying.
Yes, very hard and a little thin.
See, now, I don't understand this because I couldn't understand this word here. It's like 2 what?
It's like 2 wings.
2 wings? 2 winds?
Yes, very hard and a little thin.
Okay, well, anyway, the adjective is high, not height. Height is a noun. And buildings are not high, buildings are tall. So they're tall and thin, I guess?
Yeah, I think it's used for shopping and it's or eating or go to the cinema. Also, I often go to the place with my friends for breakfast. Breakfast, yes.
Because of it near a beach and near a university. So if I go there for all after I can do many things. And do many things on there, and also can can go outside for good views.